Let me tell you some words, and then you can ask many questions. Because although we are going to have, as you know, this afternoon a press conference, be prepared for that. As you know, in September, the Commission has proposed, first of all, the reinforcement of the European borders and the Coast Guard in order to better manage our common European borders. The second has to do with a more effective returns policy. Of course, the very important issue is the so-called new Dublin, because Europe will be in need for the decades to come of a common European asylum system. I look forward to having a good discussion today with the ministers, and I'm sure that at the end what will prevail is more responsibility from all member states. The Commission has done its part. We can complete the architecture of our migration policy on the blocks we have already set up. I know it will be, as I said, a very interesting discussion. I count a lot on the responsibility of the ministers, and I can tell you that it is not a day of big decisions. But I believe that we shall manage to make all together a step forward. This Council is somehow a preparatory Council in view of the summit that will take place next week. So I really look forward to working and cooperating with the ministers. Last, but for me very important, it is the moment to understand, just some months before the European elections, that all European institutions, and we shouldn't forget that the European Council is a very important European institution, will leave behind a great legacy for the future. Europe will be confronted with challenges in the future. We have to be better prepared. That's why our proposal is to adopt a comprehensive strategy on migration, a future-proof, so without being in a position to know what the future is holding us, Europe to be prepared in order to avoid living the same situations as we lived in the year 2015. During the last 4 years we have made a great progress. Definitely we're not where we were 3 years ago, but we have to continue on this path and uphold the basic principles upon Europe is built: responsibility and solidarity.
When it comes to freedom of movement, Germany and Austria seek to extend border controls. Yes. What's your assessment of that?
I always say that it's the moment to stop it. Because, yes, I understand, there are concerns. And some of these concerns are justified. But we have ensured more security for our citizens during the last years. We have been cooperating with all member states. What for me is very important is to keep alive Schengen. Schengen is, as I have repeatedly said, the most tangible example, paradigm of European integration. So by prolonging borders control, by reintroducing internal border controls, somehow we undermine Schengen. Citizens of Europe must continue to feel that they are free to travel around. Of course, we have to replace these internal border controls with enhanced police checks. This is something that I encourage member states to do. But it is important to go back to a normal function of Schengen.
But it's not justified.
Sorry?
So you say it's not justified?
I said that there are some justified reasons, but we cannot go like this in the future, because in the meantime, although some reasons are justified, we have made a great progress in preventing events from happening and even intercepting perpetrators, because during the last years we managed something very important: to deepen trust among member states, to cooperate more, to exchange information, something that was not happening before, and believe me, I had to work very hard because it's part of my portfolio. So both on migration and security have made a great progress. But this progress has to be seen by the citizens. They must feel safe. Safe, it's very important, safety is one of the fundamental rights of our citizens, but at the same time to feel free to travel around. I cannot imagine Europe with closed internal borders. We shall never allow Europe to revert to its past.